Hello, mathematicians. This is Mrs. Roussel, your math coach, and I am so excited to be joining you all for your math lesson today. We're going to continue with equivalent fractions, but as you can see, we're going to take it back to the tape diagram. Now, you guys have been using the area model, but you've also used the tape diagram to show equivalent fractions. And today we're going to talk about how we can use the tape diagram to help us show equivalent fractions on a number line. All right, so I have my tape diagram drawn here, and I've drawn it to show my whole. So this tape diagram shows my whole. And I want to partition or divide this tape diagram in half. So I'm going to draw a line right down the middle. And when I do that, we get two equal pieces. So I'm going to shade in my half, and I'm going to label it on my tape diagram. Now I want to do the same thing on my number line, and again, this is pretty familiar to most of you, so it'll be kind of a review. I'm going to draw my number line, okay, and I put arrows at both ends to show that it is continuous in both directions. Now, just like I drew my tape diagram to show my whole, I've got to represent my whole down here on my number line, and I'm going to use my tape diagram to help me. So I am going to mark my number line to show my whole, okay? This is going to represent 0, and all the way down here on this end is going to represent my whole. So you can see it looks a lot like my tape diagram. Now, I want to take my whole on my number line, and I'm going to divide it or partition it in half, just like I did my tape diagram, to get two equal pieces. So I'm going to draw my line right down the middle. And again, as you can see, I get two equal pieces, just like I did in my tape diagram. So I will label this one half. Now, I'm going to use my tape diagram. And again, this is a review. And I want to find a fraction that is equivalent to 1/2. So I am going to come up, and we are going to divide each half. We're going to decompose it, break it apart into two equal pieces. So we no longer have two equal pieces, but by decomposing our half into two more equal pieces, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have 4 equal pieces, giving us fourths. And as you can see, our 1/2 is now equivalent to 2 fourths. So let's come down here and let's show the exact same thing on our number line, okay? So again, we had our whole, we partitioned it or divided it in half. Now we're going to do the same thing. What did we do with our halves up here? Well, we decomposed them or broke them into two equal pieces, giving us fourths or 4 equal pieces. So we did the same thing down here on our number line, and now as you can see, the same thing happened. We no longer have 2 equal pieces, but now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal pieces. So we have fourths. Now we will come back and let's label our fourths. This is 0 fourths, so this would be 1/4. This would be 2 fourths, or as we can see, 1/2. This would be 3 fourths, and this would be 4 fourths, or 1 whole. Now looking at this, 4th grade, I can see this number line matches my tape diagram. My number line is partitioned into 4 equal pieces. I see in my number line, or in my tape diagram, that 1/2 is equivalent to 2 fourths. Do we see the same thing down here on our number line? Yeah, we partitioned it in half first. We came back and we partitioned it into fourths, and by doing that, we can see that 2 fourths is equivalent to 1/2, just as we can see the same thing in our tape diagram. 2 fourths is equivalent to 1/2.